Thailand is famous for its beautiful beaches, lively nightlife, and rich culture, attracting millions of tourists annually. But what lurks beneath this paradise's surface? Why do some visitors meet mysterious and disturbing fates? In this video, we delve into the chilling details of tourists' most unsettling deaths, raising more questions than answers. Join us to explore the hidden darkness. John Cullen, a 24-year-old British tourist from Solihull, West Midlands, England, embarked on a dream-round-the-world trip with his fiancée, Helena Carroll. Together for 4 years, the couple was eager to explore new horizons and experience the adventure of a lifetime. Their journey, filled with excitement and wonder, took them to the enchanting landscapes of Thailand. The Namlod Cave Complex in Khao Sok National Park was among their planned destinations, renowned for its breathtaking beauty and mysterious allure. Little did they know, their trip to this exotic location would soon take a dark and unforeseen turn. In October 2007, just 5 weeks into their trip, Cullen, Carroll, and a group of tourists decided to explore the caves. They marveled at the beauty around them, unaware of the impending danger. As they passed through the cave, a sudden loud noise disrupted them. Heavy monsoon rains had caused the cave to flood rapidly, and the group was racing against the rising waters. Panic set in as the water gushed in, and Cullen, Carroll, and others tried to climb higher to escape. The cave quickly became chaotic, with tourists scrambling for safety. Amid this turmoil, Cullen made a desperate decision. Believing that the current might carry him out of the cave to raise the alarm and bring help, he prepared to jump into the raging floodwaters. Carroll, clinging to a ledge, pleaded with him to stay. However, Cullen was determined to find a way out. His last words to her were, "I love you," before he slipped into the water and was swept away by the powerful current. For 16 agonizing hours, Carroll clung to the ledge, waiting desperately for rescue. Rescue teams eventually arrived and saved Carroll, but the tragedy was far from over. Cullen's body was discovered alongside 7 other victims, a Swiss couple and their teenage daughters, a 10-year-old German boy, and 2 Thai guides. The flood had claimed their lives, turning what was supposed to be a memorable adventure into a horrific disaster. News of the tragedy reached Cullen's family back in England. Val Cullen, John's mother, was on a cruise in the Mediterranean when she received the devastating call from Cullen's sister, Jackie. Val described her son as the be-all and end-all of her life, and she was heartbroken at not being able to return home immediately to mourn with her family. Cullen's body was flown back to England, and a service was held at St. George and St. Teresa Church in Solihull. Mourners gathered to pay tribute to a young man remembered as a shining example to all who met him. Helena's father also expressed his gratitude to Cullen, noting that he had asked John to look after Helena and that John had not let him down. The inquiry into Cullen's death, held in Sutton Coldfield, West Midlands, revealed more about the tragic event. Coroner Aidan Cotter concluded that Cullen had died in an accidental drowning after the cave flooded suddenly and unexpectedly. The inquiry also disclosed that the tour of the caves had been organized by local community members rather than professionals, raising questions about the safety of such excursions. Cullen's passion for life extended beyond his adventurous spirit. He was a dedicated Aston Villa Football Club supporter and dreamed of pursuing semi-professional golf after his travels. His oldest sister, Jackie Hanley, shared these ambitions with the congregation during his memorial service. In his final moments, Cullen's bravery and love for Helena left a lasting impression on those who knew him. Andrew Appley, a 38-year-old British tourist, vacationed in Thailand in February 2017. During his stay, he journeyed from his hotel in Koh Samui to attend the infamous full moon party on the island of Koh Phangan. On the night of February 12th, Andrew joined thousands of revelers at this monthly event, known for its electrifying atmosphere and often excessive indulgence in alcohol and drugs. Eager to experience the vibrant nightlife and wild festivities, Andrew immersed himself in the crowd, unaware that this night would take a tragic and unexpected turn. Early the following day, Andrew sent several unsettling messages to his family. "OMG, had a mad night. All the guys wanted to kill me," he wrote. Another message mentioned a scary guy with the face mask. These cryptic texts were the last communications from him before he vanished. His family was alarmed by these messages and reported that he was missing when he failed to return to his hotel. 4 days later, Andrew's body was found floating in the sea. The initial investigation by Thai authorities concluded that he had drowned, attributing his death to intoxication and misadventure. According to their report, Andrew had been drinking and using substances, which led him to become delusional and walk into the sea, where he drowned. However, this explanation did not sit well with Andrew's family. They were skeptical of the Thai authorities' findings and questioned the thoroughness of their investigation. Andrew's mother, Linda, noted that her son disliked swimming in the ocean and would have been unlikely to enter the water voluntarily, especially after consuming alcohol and drugs. She also pointed out that his body showed no signs of trauma or struggle that would be consistent with drowning near rocks. During the investigation held in Eastbourne, Sussex, Coroner Alan Craze expressed frustration over the lack of concrete evidence provided by the Thai authorities. The toxicology report from Thailand was deemed inadequate and outdated. Craze described it as almost medieval. Due to the extent of decomposition, British pathologists were unable to determine an apparent cause of death. Consequently, the coroner recorded an open verdict, leaving many questions unanswered. Andrew's wife, Magdalena, expressed her sorrow and disappointment at the outcome. She said they didn't get closure and would probably never know what had happened to Andrew. She echoed the family's suspicions of foul play, referencing the troubling nature of his last messages. Despite the Thai authorities' conclusion that it was not a murder, but an unnatural death, the lack of definitive answers has left the family seeking justice. Andrew's brother, Richard, has been particularly vocal in his quest for the truth. He believes the Thai police did not conduct a proper investigation and has called for Interpol to take over the case. Richard shared that he had received numerous messages from other families who had lost loved ones in Thailand under similarly mysterious circumstances, highlighting a pattern of inadequate investigations. Richard's determination to uncover what happened to his brother has led him to gather evidence independently. He has called for a review of CCTV footage from the ports and the party venue, and has advocated for using facial recognition software to identify potential suspects. His persistence stems from a profound duty to his family and a desire to prevent others from facing similar tragedies. The family's anguish is compounded by the belief that Andrew's death might have been preventable. They have urged authorities to take more robust measures to ensure the safety of tourists attending the full moon parties, which continue to attract thousands despite the risks. Magdalena and Linda hope that by sharing Andrew's story, they can raise awareness and prompt changes that might protect future visitors. Andrew's family's search for answers continues, driven by love and the hope that they might finally learn the truth one day. Gareth Crowe, a 36-year-old man from Linwood, Renfrewshire, Scotland, was enjoying a holiday in Thailand with his family. The tropical island of Koh Samui, known for its picturesque beaches and lush landscapes, seemed like the perfect getaway. On a fateful afternoon, Gareth and his 16-year-old stepdaughter, Eileen Hughes, embarked on an elephant trek, a popular tourist activity in the area. The day started with excitement as they climbed onto the back of Golf, a local elephant. Tourists lined up for the experience, unaware of the dangers that sometimes lurk behind these seemingly harmless activities. The trek initially went smoothly, with Gareth and Eileen taking in the sights from atop the large animal. However, witnesses reported that Golf began showing signs of agitation. The elephant, which was supposed to be following the commands of its mahout, started acting unpredictably. Using a traditional hook to guide Golf, the mahout seemed to be losing control over the animal. The situation grew tense as the elephant's behavior became more erratic. As the mahout dismounted to take photos of the tourists, the already stressed elephant reached its breaking point. In a sudden burst of aggression, Golf threw Gareth and Eileen from its back. The scene quickly turned chaotic. Gareth was trampled and gored by Golf's tusks before the elephant fled into the forest. Eileen, though injured, survived with minor wounds and was taken to the hospital for treatment. In the aftermath, reports and speculations emerged. Some claimed Gareth had provoked the elephant, but Eileen firmly denied these accusations from her hospital bed. She insisted that her stepfather had done nothing to antagonize Golf. Her mother, Catherine Hughes, and her brother Mark, who had opted out of the trek, were left in shock and mourning. The tragic incident drew attention to the often overlooked dangers of elephant trekking. Animal welfare organizations highlighted the cruel treatment elephants endure to be docile enough for tourist rides. These majestic animals are frequently subjected to harsh training to perform and carry tourists safely. Local authorities, including the Thai provincial governor, investigated the incident. The mahout, who had also been injured in the attack, was questioned about the elephant's behavior and the events leading up to the tragedy. The investigation aimed to uncover any previous signs of aggression from Golf and whether proper safety measures had been followed. The British Foreign and Commonwealth Office extended support to Gareth's family and sought further information from Thai authorities. Meanwhile, animal rights groups reiterated the need for tourists to reconsider participating in wildlife activities. They emphasized that elephants, often forced into such roles, can react unpredictably under stress, posing severe risks to humans. Eilid's account was crucial in understanding the events that transpired. She described how they enjoyed the trek when Golf began showing signs of discomfort. The elephant's agitation grew, and despite the mahout's efforts to control it, the situation escalated. The memory of being thrown from the elephant and seeing her stepfather trampled is something that will haunt her forever. Catherine Hughes, Gareth's partner, was devastated. She and Mark had stayed behind, choosing not to participate in the trek. When they received the news, their world turned upside down. Catherine's focus shifted to supporting Eilid through her recovery while dealing with her grief. The investigation by local authorities continued, looking into the training and treatment of Golf. Animal rights activists seized the opportunity to highlight the broader issue of animal exploitation in tourism. They argued that elephants, like Golf, endure immense stress and suffering in captivity, leading to unpredictable and dangerous behavior. In the weeks following the tragedy, Gareth's story became a topic for discussions on ethical tourism. Friends and family back in Linwood organized memorials, celebrating his life and advocating for change in regulating tourist activities involving animals. Roger Hussey, a 70-year-old Australian businessman, embarked on what was supposed to be an exhilarating parasailing experience at Kata Beach, Phuket. The day began like any other for Hussey and his wife, Butsabong Thongsanka, who travelled from Chiang Mai in northern Thailand. They were nearing the end of their vacation, scheduled to return to Australia in just a few days. As Hussey prepared for the parasailing adventure, his wife decided to capture the moment on video. The footage shows Hussey smiling, appearing both excited and slightly nervous. The parasailing operator, Rungroy Rakcheep, performed a safety check, instructing Hussey to hold the harness and prepare for takeoff. With everything seemingly in order, the boat began to pull Hussey and the parasail into the air. Spectators on the beach watched as he ascended, unaware of the tragedy about to unfold. About 13 seconds into the flight, Hussey suddenly began to slip from the harness. Despite attempts by the parasailing guide to hold onto him, Hussey fell from a height of approximately 40 meters into the shallow water below. Witnesses rushed to his aid, pulling him to shore. Hussey was conscious, but struggling to breathe when brought to the beach. Emergency responders quickly transported him to Patong Hospital, where, despite their efforts, he was pronounced dead. The incident left Hussey's wife and the onlookers in shock. Initial reports from the parasailing operators suggested that Hussey had accidentally unbuckled his harness by confusing the clips. They claimed he might have let go of the harness to wave, causing the malfunction. Rakcheep asserted that he had tried to calm Hussey, but couldn't prevent the fall. However, questions quickly arose about the safety practices of the parasailing company. Footage revealed the operators performing stunts without proper safety gear, raising concerns about the condition of their equipment and the adequacy of their safety protocols. Experts criticized the company, suggesting that the harness may have been faulty and questioning the training of the operators. The police began an investigation, arresting Rakcheep and the boat captain, Monthian Jandeng, on charges of recklessness causing death. Lieutenant Colonel Suisit Kirirak, Deputy Chief Inspector of Karen Police Station, said they were examining the equipment and operator credentials. He mentioned that both men claimed Hussey had mishandled the clips, but further scrutiny was needed. Roger Hussey's death drew significant attention not only because of the tragic circumstances, but also due to his prominent status in the business community. Hussey, who graduated from the University of Western Australia with a law degree, had also completed further studies in economics and politics at Oxford. He had an illustrious career, having established Century Holdings Limited, an Australian securities exchange-listed industrial company, and serving on various boards, including Landgate Western Australia, the Western Australia Neuroscience Research Institute, and the Southern Ports Authority. As a respected figure in Western Australia, Hussey was known for contributing to business and community causes. His sudden death left a void in the lives of those who knew him and highlighted the dangers associated with parasailing, particularly in locations where safety regulations might not be as stringent. The incident also incited a broader conversation about the safety of adventure activities in popular tourist destinations. With many tourists unaware of the potential risks, Hussey's tragic accident served as a grim reminder of the importance of stringent safety measures and regulations. Justin Beasley, a 50-year-old Australian tourist, arrived in Phuket, Thailand on August 24, 2023. He checked into a hotel in Patong, a popular area known for its vibrant nightlife and busy streets. Initially, Beasley appeared to be another traveller exploring the island, but his trip soon turned tragic. Back in Australia, Beasley's family received messages from him, indicating he was experiencing significant emotional distress. Despite this, Beasley left Thailand briefly, returning on August 28th, just a day before his death. On the evening of August 29th, Beasley made his way to Phuket International Airport. Security cameras captured him entering the airport's 6-story car park and taking the lift to the upper floors. The footage shows Beasley on the 5th floor, where he methodically tore up his remaining banknotes, including 500 baht and 50 baht notes. Witnesses reported that he appeared visibly distressed during this time. A security guard, noticing Beasley's actions, attempted to intervene. The guard shouted at him to prevent him from harming himself, but Beasley, seemingly determined, climbed onto the railing of the car park. He then jumped, plunging to his death in the motorcycle parking area below. The fall was fatal, and onlookers were left in shock by the sudden and tragic event. Beasley's family had been desperately trying to contact him after receiving his troubling messages. His niece had taken to a Phuket expats Facebook group, posting a plea for information about his whereabouts. She described Beasley as unique, thoughtful, and loving, and her heartfelt message conveyed the family's growing concern. Despite their efforts to locate him, the family was unable to prevent the tragedy. When the police arrived at the scene, they found Beasley's body face down in the motorcycle parking area. He wore a black long-sleeved shirt, shorts, and leather shoes. His belongings, including personal items and travel documents, were found at his hotel. Authorities noted no recent purchases or indications of criminal activity associated with him. Beasley's body was then transferred to Vachira Phuket Hospital for an autopsy, which was conducted to determine the exact cause of death and confirm there were no suspicious circumstances. The Thai police continued their investigation, interviewing witnesses and reviewing the CCTV footage to piece together the events leading up to his death. They also contacted the Australian embassy to inform Beasley's relatives and facilitate the repatriation of his remains. The incident profoundly impacted those who knew Beasley and those who witnessed the tragic event. People who had seen him in the days leading up to his death reported that he gave no apparent signs of the deep distress he was experiencing. His family, grappling with the loss, remembered him as a person with a great sense of humor and a beautiful soul. They described their deep sorrow at his passing and the difficulty of coming to terms with the tragic end of his journey. The Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade provided consular assistance to Beasley's family, extending their condolences and support during this challenging time. The department's involvement underscored the international nature of the incident and the importance of assisting families affected by such tragedies abroad.